Today I'm making a marinade for a recipe that uses sirloin steak. It's steak bites, and I'm going to saute it later. But I have to start with the marinade. And in this bowl, I already squeezed half of a lemon, and I put in a fourth of a cup of soy sauce. To that, I'm going to add a tablespoon of very good olive oil for my marinade. It's coming out kind of slow. I'm going to add some heat, some sriracha sauce. This calls for a tablespoon, and I will probably cut back a little bit on that because I'm not somebody that likes a lot of heat. And then the last thing it takes is some pepper. And I'm going to whisk that up, and I'm going to pour it over my meat, and it will be, ooh, look at that. Looks good. Close this up, squish it around so all the meat it really is covered really well. I'm going to marinate this for 20 minutes, and then I'll be back and I'll cook it for you, and it's going to be a delicious supper tonight. Well, hi there, I'm back. I have my meat marinated. It's marinated for 20 minutes or a little bit more, and I'm ready to finish this recipe of some sirloin bites together with some zucchini. I had a tablespoon of olive oil in my pan. As you can see, I'm trying to do this without a photographer today. I think I can do it. And now I'm going to saute this sirloin. The recipe calls for 1 1/4 pounds of sirloin, but by the time I trim this down, I have just 1 pound of sirloin. So I'm going to cut back a little bit. I cut back a little bit on how much zucchini that I'm fixing. So that's sauteing very quickly because I have the pan really hot. And the next thing I'm going to add to it, according to the recipe, is 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 cloves of chopped up garlic, because this is buttered sirloin bites. And I think when I posted this recipe about a week ago, that's what may have appealed to everybody, is the sirloin bites look so delicious in it. And so if you can see, they are browning up quickly. The butter's just about melted. And one thing I love about the recipes from my health plan is they're all really healthy. This is a recipe that's going to feed 3. So even though it has some butter in it, I won't be eating that much of it. And most of it goes into the sauce. So there, those zucchini bites are all sauteed. They look beautiful. And I'm going to set those aside for just a moment with their liquid. And into the pan, I'm going to place the rest of the items in the recipe, which is 1/4 cup of vegetable or beef broth, the juice of the other half of that lemon that I juiced into the marinade, another tablespoon of butter, a few red pepper flakes, and this is the rest of the broth from that meat that I marinated. So that's actually the marinade that was on the beef. And I'm going to simmer that for a few moments, and I think cook it down just a little bit. Okay, because I have my stove so hot, it's simmering down really fast. So my next step is I'm going to add in the beef. And then actually, I should pour some of that juice off it into here to simmer down. I don't want steamed beef. I just wanted sauteed sirloin. And I think by marinating this, my sirloin is going to be really, really, really tender. So in it goes. It's not going to be in there very long. And I'm just going to coat it really nicely with all of that juice. Looks good. And the last thing that goes in now, next to that, is my zucchini. And I used my little homemade zucchini thing to spiral 3 zucchinis. The recipe called for 4, but I didn't have quite that much meat, so I just did 3 zucchinis. I think it looks like plenty. And this is just going to get sauteed for a moment with the beef. And I just want to coat all of it. And I'm just going to show this to you in a second. I hope you can see it, but I think you can see how fabulous this looks. Doesn't that look fabulous? I think it's going to taste that way too. So it has a little bit of broth to cook off yet. I'm going to put a pinch of thyme on the recipe and a little bit of parsley on it. And of course the recipe calls for fresh parsley, but it's December, there's no fresh parsley in my garden, and it's almost, I wonder if it isn't a little bit for decoration. So that's my recipe. I'm going to bring it over here so you can get a nice close-up of it. I think it looks really delicious. It's going to be a delicious supper, and it's going to fit my health plan. So I hope that you enjoy this recipe. I know when I posted, a lot of people said they wanted to try it, and so I think it's going to be really good, and I hope you enjoy it too. Have a nice afternoon.